Hello there. Bonjour, Mulwanji. Mbote Nabino. I'm Jambo. My name is Yves Kalala. And I welcome you to my site. Welcome you into my life. Most of things that I'm going to share here are what people call professional experience. But in that, I may also be able to share some of the personal journeys that I've gone through. Um, uh, why are you here? Either you know why you're here or you're trying to find out why you find yourself here. Whether you intended to come on my site or whether somebody forced you or annoyed you to say you have to go on this side, I say welcome. This might just be the beginning of my long-term relationship with you, professional relationship. My journey has been a blessed journey in the sense that I have been spoiled. I have been spoiled with great coaches in my life. When I say great coaches, I'm talking about football coaches. My friends or brothers and sisters in North America call it soccer. That's a conversation on the football pitch. And I've also been blessed with great football players. In fact, some of my friends, one particular one, had gone far, professional, played for the national team. And if you were to ask him, do you know Yves Kalala? He will not know me. He likely will not remember me. Because we played with him, Marcel, we played with him on the streets of Katuba. And he has gone to play for bigger teams. And he has dribbled, scored, given assist in bigger stadiums. So it's only normal for him not to remember Yves. I've also been blessed with wonderful pastors in my life. Starting with the first one, Pastor Albert Lukusa. May his soul continue to rest in peace. He started a church with about 80 members. By the time he was transitioning to go to another church, this church that he left had about 5,000 between 5 to 8,000 members. In fact, it was the leading Protestant church in Lubumbashi. I never had a lot of conversation with Pastor Lukusa. In fact, one of my few conversations, if not one of the only two conversations that I had with him, because he's a pastor of a church that had 5,000 plus people. He didn't get to meet with everyone, but he had a great, and still remains one of my great influencers. The only conversation I had with him one-on-one was me greeting, hello, pastor, that is. And he said, hello. In fact, he also had a strabismus. I don't know how to pronounce this. He looked at me and then he said, you're one of those who are going to be baptized this weekend? I said, yes. And that's one of the only back and forth conversation with him. But he went on to influence me with what he spoke, what he did. He changed church. He changed what is pastoring. He opened the first Christian radio station in Lubumbashi and then opened the Christian TV in Lubumbashi. Oh, he went beyond that. That movement went out of Lubumbashi, influenced the Katanga province, and then national. The convention the church conventions, people came in multitude. I can go on talking about Pastor Lukusa. And then I would move to this new country that I never chose to make the journey. It was by force of political situations. And then I'll find myself in this place called Malawi. And then find myself in this place called Mangochi. There I'm going to find another wonderful pastor, Pastor Weja. What was unique with Pastor Weja? Reverend Weja saw a leader in me that I didn't see. When I was being asked to lead the youth, I knew that, by the time this reaches the board, the church board, and the pastor, they're going to say, okay, you chill, just wait, your time is not yet. I thought maybe they would say, no, your accent, no, you don't know English yet, you don't know Chichewa yet, no, you're only 17, or there's somebody who is 2 times older than you. So there were so many excuses that anyone could make, and I could say, oh yes, it's not yet my time. Guess who brought those excuses? I brought them. I brought them to Pastor Lucas, and I brought them to Pastor Weja. I said, Pastor Weja, I cannot lead. First of all, the English that I'm speaking to you right now, you would have suffered to hear what I was trying to say during those years, the early 2000s. I told Pastor Weja, say, first of all, I'm very new in Malawi. I am only 17, and also I don't really know the Malawian culture fully. I don't speak good Chichewa, I don't speak good English. So I brought a whole bag of excuses to tell Pastor Weja to get me off the hook. But this wonderful man of God said, along the lines he said, where in the qualification of being a youth chairperson, we called it chairperson at the time, and that's why some of them up to now call me a chair. When the qualification, they did say one has to be this particular age or speak this particular Chichewa or English and so on. Long story short, Reverend Weja convinced me to lead the youth. I'm sure I made some mistakes, a good amount of them. About Chichewa, many. English, many. Maybe leading people, yes, many mistakes. But I got to learn leadership at a young age. And I had leaders in front of me who believed in me, who nurtured me, who corrected me, who guided me, who instructed me, who advised me, who prayed for me, who mentored me. And then I would go on to become the district youth director. And when we talk about district, we're talking about many, many towns put in a district. And then would have the division, Southeastern Division Youth Conference, where I had the privilege of being the vice chairperson of that Southeastern Division Youth Conference, the first ever done with the Malawian Assemblies of God. I would sit down with these individuals who studied a lot than me. Some of them had PhDs, and at the time, I have not yet completed my high school. I sat with people who were professionals who had worked in their lives. What did these people do? They welcomed me. They encouraged me. They spoke to my doubts and my insecurities. They mentored me. They respected me. And I felt I belonged. And what am I going to do there? Learning leadership. In that process, I'm going to be selected to sit at one of the leadership meetings, leadership seminar organized by this individual who was leading the Malawi Assemblies of God, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera. He came and taught us about leadership. I tell you, I don't remember to have written so much notes. I still have those notes in my well-beaten orange journal. I wrote, he talked about leadership. How when we look at our small little church, we should not be only concentrated there. When we look at our small little town, we should not only be concentrated on there. He taught us about looking at the local, the district, the division, the national, international, and beyond. And boy, at that time, it was encouraging. But having watched him, I realized that this man was not only singing a song in front of us. This man was not only preaching at us or teaching us. He himself believed it. So what am I going to do there? I'm also going to learn again about leadership. Fast forward a few years later, I find myself in a place called North Bay, Ontario, Canada. This, just like my arrival in Malawi, was a new place. There are many things that were challenging, trying to figure out life. Finding every little thing difficult. Things that I found easy to do were difficult at the time. But I'm going to be exposed to some leaders at the time. One of them, Karen Strang, who was the director of international office at Nibising University. Another, Melissa Tupin-Laforge, who was the education abroad coordinator. What Melissa is going to do, because Melissa was reporting to Karen, what Melissa is going to do, Melissa is going to welcome me again. These qualities, I keep seeing them. She's going to welcome me. She's going to make me feel heard. And then she's also going to open some doors for me to resources, individuals, places that I should connect with, the North Bay and District Multicultural Center. And then she's going to also connect me with the International Student Mentorship Program. She's then going to connect me with some individuals in the community. And then I also decide to use all those resources, and also I start to expand my networks. But I'll be committing a big crime if I do not mention Dr. Dennis Mock, the president of the university. Few weeks upon my arrival, I'm just new students there. I'm going to be invited for a dinner with the president, Dr. Dennis Mock. But that day was also the day that I was having my first class in Canada, in a Canadian university. I walked into this classroom, 105 capacity stadium in my view, because I was told Nipissing University was a small university, which is a small university. In fact, it's one of the smallest universities in the province. But this was also one of the biggest class for this university. So it was so intimidating. There are too many people that have ever been in a classroom. So as I was just getting amazed by things here and there, Dr. Larry Patrickian, one of my heroes from Nipissing University, was the one providing introduction to social welfare and social development. But I missed the fact that the test that he was going to provide to us was just an assessment test, not a test for me to be graded. So there I panicked like Mr. Bean, like I am going through those 100 questions of assessment thinking it's just the real test, and after that I realized I am going to fail university This is it. Oh my goodness, I am going to be a failure. Oh, everybody in Malawi is going to know that. Oh, that guy who was chosen 25 out of 250 people. No, not 25. 15 out of the 250 people who had applied for this sponsorship. The World University Services of Canada student program sponsorship. I thought I'm going to fail. So I panicked. I arrived after that class. I went home. No, I did not go home. Oh, I did not go home. I rushed to the library to go evaluate myself how much I'm going to fail. And then I forgot that I was going to have a dinner with the president. Long story short, the president waited for another hour or close to an hour. And I thought, well, not only am I failing class, I have just blown away the opportunity to have dinner with the president. No, Dr. Dennis Mock was patiently waiting for me. When I arrived, explained my story, he just, again, what is this man going to do? He's going to welcome me. He's going to make me feel valued. And then I'm going to watch Dr. Dennis Mock lead an organization from a distance. But every moment that you saw him in the hallway, he intentionally came to you, greeted you, spoke with you, checked in with you. And I thought, wow, what kind of leadership. And then, as I was getting closer to the end of my program in social warfare and social development, I I always knew that I was also having this calling to go into pastoral ministry. I am going to now want to decide where to go for my master's in theological studies, and then I would also have some questions about Protestantism in North America and how that meant. And then I remembered one person that I had always admired, Dr. Lazarus McCarthy Chakwera. So I reached out to this man of God, to this leader, just to ask him questions about the North American Christianity really in general, as well as what I grew up to know, and some questions really on leadership. In that conversation, I asked him. I started by introducing myself because the man leads at that time. He's leading not only the Malawi Assemblies of God, but he's also has the School of Theology, and then he's also leading the Alliance of the Assemblies of God. No, that was not enough. He's also the General Secretary of the World Assemblies of God. I don't even know the title, so you will excuse me. Those are not the sandals I'm willing to want to fit myself in. So, and then he's also leading some national organization in Malawi. So you can only excuse the man for not remembering me. So I'm trying to introduce myself, and with his silent, cool, amazing English, he says something just along the lines, I remember you. I am going to learn one more thing about leadership here. He tends to notice people. Even the ones from the village, remote village, even the ones from Mangoch. I am sorry, my Mangoch people, but I have to say that. So him saying that, I remember you, it made me feel I have to skip this part. I just have to go hit the issues. And what am I going to do there? I'm also going to learn one more thing about leadership. Noticing the potential leaders, potential influencers, even among the neglected areas. And then that was not going to be the only conversation I'd have with Dr. Chakwera. Why am I sharing you with these stories? It's because of my exposure to great leaders. Then it will be also big disservice to my own self if I was to not mention Pastor Lance Schubert, my first pastor here in Canada. There's not enough I can talk about Lance. No. He has mentored me. He has pastored me. He decided at one point that I should pastor him. He has walked with me through almost everything and anything that I've had to go through while here in Canada. The great, good things, and also some other difficult journeys of life. I owe this man the world. My wife would say the same. He's one of the great speakers I know. So having him to come at my church, in Amangwen church, to say, if me coming to your church and also being able to take some speaking roles so that you can ensure that you're doing youth ministry, it was one of the greatest honors of my life. When the opportunity came to take the interim senior pastor position, I was ready to reject it because I've always felt I am meant for youth ministry, and because I love youth, I love young adults. But this man spoke to me, and I believed so strongly. Like, he spoke to me at a time that I was so down and I was so ready maybe to even take a step from the youth ministry itself. This 2-hour conversation between 9 to 11 p.m. made me wake up in the morning to go lead the church that needed a pastor. And it made me fall in love with pastoring. Just like the other pastors that I have had the opportunity to be pastored by. The late America Tom. People like Pastor Sambo, who was the associate of Reverend Jules Abanda. Late Pastor Martin, who always believed in me. And when I was coming to Canada, he made sure that I do not try to just go mingle in there. He said, you're going there as a missionary. The list is long, and I've been privileged. I have been privileged to have great leaders. Why are you here? You are here because I do want to try to do what the others have done with me. I want to mentor, I want to coach, I want to journey with you as you explore leadership, or as you explore whatever calling you are feeling called to do. I also want to journey with you as you're shining, or as you explore to shine. That's why you are here. Are you looking for a coach? Are you looking for a mentor? Or are you looking for just somebody who's going to journey with you? Or with you as an individual, or with your organization, institution, church, or business? Give me a chance. Let me journey with you. You're welcome.